So today we're doing some Guild War. As you may know, the season has reset, so we're going up against some lower tier guilds, rather than the top 20 guilds we usually face. Basically we're climbing all the way back up, and yeah, I'm going to be doing my attacks, and we'll see how it goes. So for the top team, we got Fighter Maya, DC, and Montmo. F Maya is going to be a light bait to deal with the MO Ken, while DC is going to be doing his thing and dismantling them one by one, while Montmo keeps them up. It's a standard DC team. For the bottom team, we got Elena and 2 DPS. Hopefully that FCC will go first, Elena will go second. Dispel the skill null, give invincibility, then his team goes ahead of mine, and then my team kills him back. MO Ken will handle RB pretty well. He doesn't have Sacred Scythe, so he doesn't have the survivability as other MO Kens, but for the most part he should be fine. And the whole time SSB is going to be running interference to deal with the FCC shields and the other SSB. So yeah, let's see how this goes.
You've made it this far, but no further. I will do my best.
So it is pretty unfortunate that Leazas went first, but it gives DC his stacks. DC is in no danger here from the Leazas or the Charles. He has pretty high effectiveness res, so he doesn't have to worry about being provoked. He doesn't worry about being decreased attack. Charles double dunking on him can be a problem, but really as long as you can keep the heals up with Montmo, he should be fine. MO Ken is doing a lot more damage than I would like him to do. DC is almost already dead right out of the gate, so it's not a good sign. But he does have his stacks and his team has no healing. So if I have to, I could just put the S3 up on her and just heal it back up. But yeah, Leazas is going to be a huge problem with the Charles. With F Maya getting her defense buff, Charles is always going to get his second hit. But as I say, Montmo, as long as she can keep everybody up, we should be able to kill everyone. I had the option to S3 here with DC, but I choose not to save the soul burn to guarantee the one shot on the ML Ken. However, this Charles is doing a lot of damage. It's a very high DPS team. I don't have to worry about DC in danger right now because Ken is only going to be hitting F Maya, but I don't have enough healing for everyone. Because Montmo, even though she does reset a lot, she still has her cooldowns. So I decide to do the S3 on Ken right away, instead of waiting for the soul burn. I think I'm able to kill him. No, but F Maya should be able to clean the job. But yeah, then we got to deal with Charles and Leazas last. This is a very strong team, so we should be fine. I opted to heal Montmo first, because she's like in danger for the Charles just randomly destroying her. And this Leazas is just keep going, pretty insane there. But F Maya is ready, and we could just bop him out of the park. It's just too easy. So now we begin work on the Charles. Charles is going to be a huge problem, just because the option to just double dunk on people is like a huge problem. He's also on counter set, so if I hit Leazas, he'll counter. If I hit him, he'll counter. It's pretty dumb. I really hope they nerf Charles sometime in the future. I'm trying to get DC to force the Leazas to hit him instead of the F Maya, because she's just eating damage from everyone. But yeah, it's just an absurd amount of damage on this team. If I didn't have F Maya so stacked on defense, I probably would have lost her here. But F Maya is pretty stacked on defense. She got about 2200 defense, about like 18k HP. And with DC, you want him to be counter hit because he's got like 28k HP. He will survive as much as he needs to. He doesn't have like infinite health, but he has enough to survive like Charles S1 to S2 a few times. But he does still have his life, you know, like he still can die from it if he doesn't have enough healing. That's why I opt to almost always pair him with Montmo, because the reset on Montmo just comes up so freaking much. Charles just being balanced as usual, just proccing his S2 on a dual attack because that's just how he rolls, that's what he does. We do have the S3 stack, so we just one-shot the Charles, and then as soon as Charles goes down, this just becomes even easier than before. Because now there is no DPS threat. Because Leazas cannot kill my team by herself. Montmo has enough healing to out-sustain. And yeah, we should be fine. We don't have to worry about DC being provoked. He has high effect res, Montmo has high effect res, and F Maya has the self-cleanse on her S2. So basically it's just a waiting game until we kill the Leazas.
Is it my turn? I was born to fight.
But yeah, that's just DC for you. He's so good. You can bring him to pretty much any offense or any defense team, and he will just clean house. The provoke on his S1 is so good. So it like helps feed him stacks. He's on Candlestick, he gets even more stacks. And he's on relatively decent speed, so he'll be getting his own stacks as well. So he's already ready. There's no healing on this team, so I don't have to worry about the soul burn on any of them, except for the Ken, but we got him pretty early. That's why we targeted him first. And yeah, pretty easy first team because of the amazing Dark Corvus.
Dark Blade. Fight me.
Light of salvation. Are you doubting me?
So the problem with fighting this team was I did not expect the RB to be 240 speed. So he did his greater basket proc, did a lot of damage, and forced Elena out early. So basically I was forced to do the S3 before FCC did her S3, because she pushed ahead of her, despite how slow my Elena is. So that really put a thorn in my plans, but we still got the invincibility. Then we had to get rid of the skill null with SSD's S2. Which isn't ideal, but it is still an option, and it's another layer of defense on this team. So I opted in to go for the S3, go for some damage. I got the unbuffable on RB, so if he does get another turn, he won't get basket. Meanwhile, this SSB I'm fighting is like 17k HP on drink, so Ken isn't able to one-tap her. But we should be able to do a ton of damage with this. Surprised we didn't kill the RB right off the bat with it, though.
I think it'll end soon.
So, unfortunately, Ken went before we killed RB, so he's going to lose his invincibility. But he'll still be able to kill him. And we also got the FCC too, which is pretty cool. So this 13k HP RB is survived just long enough to get his S3 on res instead of, you know. But it's fine. Ken does what he needs to, kills him. He did get the miss chance on him, but he managed to crit through that. But yeah, relatively easy fight, albeit a little bit clunky because of how fast the RB was and the basket procs. So for the next fight, we're employing the same strategy we did for the previous fight, where we have Elena, ML, Ken, and RB for the first round. It should be fine. I expected the FCC to outspeed us. That's usually expected, because this means Elena can do her S3, get rid of the skill null, and then do invincibility. The speed tuning is perfect, because now she's going ahead of their team, so we're going to have invincibility when they go. They can do whatever they want. We should be fine. We have immunity plus invincibility.
For King Item, I would give my life.
So the Charles is going to go, get counterattacked by the ML Ken, break through the shields. The RB is going to go, miss chance on Elena, but she's on counter set, so she got rid of the miss debuff on Ken, RB and herself. Pretty good so far. This is ideally where you want this fight to go.
Witness my power.
I do the S3, do a lot of damage. Managed to kill their RB, first. In the RB versus RB fight, you always want their RB to die first, so they proc their res. So if they kill you back, you can proc your res, and just get it back. He didn't manage to kill my RB, which was weird. And then he got counterattacked by Ken. If you have ML Ken, use him against RB. He is like one of the best RB counters. Very reliable. So I did the S3 with ML Ken. Pretty great. Did a lot of splash damage. Charles is countering, but he still got invincibility to his turn end, so he's fine. FCC kills RB, who cares? He gets rezzed. And then I saved a soul burn for this. Because I was expecting greater attack buff, but I got one of the buffs, the crit chance. But this should still kill the FCC. That leaves us alone with Charles. Charles can't kill ML Ken with just the S2. And then we should be able to clean up with the counter from Ken. Pretty good, pretty safe, pretty consistent, I would say. So for the second round, I'm trying to do more Zerato. He loses every Guild War fight I put him into. And right off the bat, he gets targeted with Kayron. This Kayron seems to have the Silence exclusive equipment on, which is good because he can just counter that, give it to the Flurry, and stop her from doing her S3 for a turn. But she procs the extra combat readiness from her skill tree, so she's about to go again because my team is slow as hell. Ideally, we want SSB to do her S3, so Zerato can dispel it, or counter, give it to them, stop the Kayron from hitting his basket, give him unable to be buffed, fun stuff there. And then the whole time this is happening, SSB is running interference. She's like getting stacks from their SSB, from the Kayron AoEs, and just kills them like that. Because Flurry is targeting a water, it's either Montmo or SSB. If Montmo gets targeted, she's fine. If SSB gets targeted, she's only going to be hit by splash damage from the other SSB. So let's see who she hits. She hits Montmo, that's fine. They did get a provoke on her, which is very rare because she has like 160 effect res. But immediately I notice my Zerato is eating a lot of damage, and he's not really countering or healing, and he's already about to die. So this is not a good situation. Almost immediately I realize, yeah, this is not gonna work. So I pretty much lost this fight. But I'm going to see if I can proc the Kayron Immortality with my SSB's S3. It won't be enough to proc their SSB, but she still hasn't taken her turn yet because apparently mine is faster. So she got 16k HP, doesn't crit Zerato, but that is still enough to kill him. So he doesn't get the counterattack and give it back to the Kayron or the other ones. And then she does a lot of damage from my Montmo. Montmo is provoked, so she can't really heal everyone back up. And that's when it becomes like a big problem. Kayron's going in. He decides to crit water, and I just yield out because it's not worth it. I need SSB for later, so I yield out and just take the draw. So for the last battle, we got the standard meta team at the bottom, and I'm trying out a new team at the top, which is all water versus Kayron and Ken. Second team, I have no problems. I've beat that team several times. I'm good on that. The top team, I'm actually worried about. Kayron's hitting SSB, that's fine. She's water. He's gonna miss, which is alright. He's pretty fast, about like 190 speed. And here's my dilemma. I'm not sure if I should do the S3 first or the S1 first. If I do the S3, Ken's not gonna get hit by the debuffs, and he's really the one I want to get hit with the debuffs. So I just do the S1, hope for a stun. She only crits Ken, because of course she does. And just eats a counter from the Ken. So I heal her up with Montmo, just get her back to where she needs to be, and that's that. It's SSB's turn, I opt for the S3. Ken probably isn't going to get the unhealable, but I'm trying to proc the Kayron, as well as hit the SSB. One of my guildies hit this tower earlier, and they told me the Ken, or the Mage doesn't have any gear, and that's true. So I just went for as much damage as possible to stop the res, and we immediately kill the entire team except for the Ken. So Ken finally takes his turn. Does a massive amount of damage and heals pretty much back to full with Sigurd's Scythe. So now it's Dizzy's turn. It's great. I do the S3 with Dizzy. It's guaranteed a miss, so there's no way he can crit on Ken, and he'll get the debuffs. However, he counters on a miss, counters into a crit, and he doesn't get the most important debuff, which is Mischance. And he is continuously to counter and crit, as well as get hits in despite not getting crit. And then he just pretty much solos my entire team. Dizzy's trying to extend the debuffs. He's resisting the pushback and eventually kills my SSB before Matmo gets a chance to heal. So now I'm in panic mode. I don't want this Ken to solo me. He doesn't seem to be on high effect res. But there's still a chance I can win if we could just get a stun off, because she is on Abyssal Crown and counter set. But she's still hitting him. She's still critting him. She hasn't procced one counter all game. We do get a sleep on Ken, which is good. However, she wakes him up, and not only wakes him up, she also crits him and eventually dies. And then I have to yield because Ken pretty much soloed my entire team. Because Dizzy didn't want to counter, and he was countering on non-crits. For the second team, it's easy. It's the meta comp. I've beaten this team so many times before, using the exact same comp, the exact same strategy. If you haven't seen it before, just watch my earlier Guild Wars videos. I go more in depth with it. But ideally, just use C-Dom to one-tap Charles, then one-tap SSB, and then you just deal with the FCC last. Instant 17k to the Charles through Aureus. Then Carmen goes, gives invincibility to the whole team, and then you're pretty much set. Ox is gonna lap the SSB, I can see. Which is unfortunate because he's gonna be eating a lot of damage from the SSB. But we're using his S3 to pop the skill null. The SSB is going, which is fine. Ox has enough tankiness to survive. We try to get a provoke on her. We do get it, and it crits, so C-Dom gets pushed ahead. It procs the S2 from SSB, which is fine. We don't have many AoEs, so we don't have to worry about it. We try to soul burn the S1, and we don't one-tap. The FCC really saved her with the barrier and her passive and natural bulkiness. So we go in again, and it's still not enough. This SSB is extremely tanky. She doesn't seem to be doing a lot of damage, though. So it leads me to believe it's just a full tank SSB, relying on drink and crits to get her damage rather than the actual high attack. Because she's only hitting for like 1800. And my Carmen doesn't have a lot of defense. She has more HP than defense. She got like 20k HP and like 1200 defense. Still not dead yet. This SSB is just taking it. The FCC barrier is not helping, but she does manage to get a lot of crits on my team. But C-Dom with attack buff should be enough to deal with her now. It's probably the tankiest SSB I've fought. I can't think of another time where SSB has survived multiple C-Dom S1s. Like, that was like 4. So, very impressive. But now, we just win. The debuffs are all going to fall off. We soul burn to S1 for C-Dom and just hit her for 30k. That's how tanky that SSB was. 30k to FCC, but only like 8k to the SSB. But that's it for Guild War today. I've done my attacks. I went for 2, which isn't ideal, but it's also, you know, not bad. Right now, Guild War reset, so we're getting matched up based on CP rather than ranking. So hopefully we win this Guild War. It's looking favorable. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your day, and bye-bye.